Hello and welcome. Today we're working on how to use a financial calculator. You might be really new to the calculator and it just works a little differently than calculators that you're used to. Hey, if you're new, my name is Jeff. I teach a lot of financial literacy, accounting, finance, how to do calculator, how to do Excel. So please join us. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let's get started. Now, the calculator I'm going to use today is the TI BA2 Plus, so the Texas Instruments BA2 Plus. It's the #1 financial calculator on Amazon. And so let me show you this one. And what happens is, what makes it a financial calculator? Well, it's these buttons right here in white. N is the number of periods. I is the annual interest rate. We're always going to put numbers in at annual rates. PV is the present value, the amount at the beginning of the problem. And then PMT is a payment, and it could be plus or minus. It's a stream of equal payments. Sometimes that's called an annuity. And then FV is what's it worth at the end, or a future value, a lump sum, a single amount at the end of the problem. Now, one thing we're going to do is we're going to set the periods per year. And so we'll set it for annual is 1 or monthly is 12. The number of days, would be 365. So you could do it an annual or a monthly or a daily. So daily you would set it at 365. We'll show you the examples here below. Now, one thing I want to remind you of, just tell you may not know this, but present value and future value are always going to be different signs. Now, we have to have a way to handle money coming in, money going out. So inflows and outflows. So if we put in present value as positive, then future value comes out to be negative. Okay, let's set up your calculator for more than 2 decimal places. Your calculator is set up from the factory. The default is 2 decimal places. Well, let me show you the problem with that. Let's say you put in $1,000 and you've earned $35.20. So let's put 35.2 divided by 1,000, and you say, well, what is my rate of return? Well, your calculator will show 0.04, so you earned exactly 4%. Well, 35.2 is not exactly 4%. So we have a problem. You want to show at least 4 decimal places. So here's how you do it. The second function here is gray for my calculator, but a lot of the calculators, it's kind of a yellow color or a gold color. So second function highlights, that's the shift key. It highlights all the functions above the button. So for example, I'm going to use the periods per year. You can do that. Or second function, I'm going to do the format. So format is set up for 2 decimal places. So I need to hit 4 if I want 4 decimals. Enter at the very top row, not the equal sign. And then we're in a menu, so I'm going to clear out of this twice. So we have 4 decimals now on every problem. So let's do the $35.20 divided by 1,000. And we solve for the rate of return. Well, that's 3.52%, not 4. 4% is wrong. So if you show only 2 decimal places, you're going to get a lot of wrong answers, and you don't know, and you'll say, hey, that's what my calculator told me. It's not fair, right? Well, this is not 4%. You understand that is not 4%. 3.52% is 3.52%. It's not 4%. It's not 3%. It's 3.52. It's in between the 3 and the 4%. Okay, we're set up correctly. So let's do a problem where we solve for future value. Now we're going to put in everything and solve for the future value. So I've set it up on Excel. But let's clear out the numbers. Let me show you how we would enter this on the calculator. You invest $3,000 in an account earning 9%. What's the balance after 6 years? Okay, so it looks like we only know 3 things, right? But if we don't mention something, we can safely assume that it's 0. So first of all, let's do this. Let's do the setting, periods per year. So the periods per year, is this an annual problem or is this a monthly problem? If it doesn't say, then we're going to assume it's an annual problem. So we'll make 1 because it's annual. Now, we invest $3,000 in an account. Well, 3,000 is going to be our present value, and it earns 9% interest. So 9% interest, and we need to know what time period is this. Well, this is an annual problem, so it's going to be 6. And we also need to put in the payment. It doesn't mention payment, so we can safely assume the payment is 0. So based on the calculation, what we put in, looks like the answer is going to be $5,031.30. And we're going to show you how to do it on the calculator, how to enter all this. Now remember, present value and future value on the calculator will be different signs. One's going to be positive, one's going to be negative. And so we'll show you how to manage that. But just be aware of that, because sometimes we have payments that add to the account, or we have payments that make the account go down. We take money in or out, so you need to pay attention. This is kind of the one that's confusing at first, is the plus and minus. What's plus, what's minus? And you need to have a way, a system to understand this and a way to manage this. All right, so the first thing we want to do is set it for periods per year. So second function, and then above the interest rate is periods per year. All right. Now this is already set for 1, but it could have been set for 12. And if it's set at 12 for a monthly problem, then we need to just put 1 and then enter at the very top, and then clear out of that. We have it set for 1 period per year. Now we're going to put the number in first and then the function. So we're going to put 6 as N, 9 as I. Now 9% is really 0.09, but the calculator knows, hey, we're going to use the interest rate as a whole number. So it'll be 9 as the interest rate, and it knows it's 0.09. It'll do the math correctly. 3,000 is going to be the present value. So now we have a choice. Do I want to enter this as positive, and then we'll see the future value come out negative? Is that okay? Or do we need to enter this as negative so the future value comes out positive? Well, it's the same answer either way. One's going to be positive, one's going to be negative. So let's put it in as positive and show how it works. And then we need to put in, now be careful on this, if it's 0, don't skip it. Don't assume that the previous one was 0. So 0 is payment. And then we can hit compute, the very top left, compute, future value, and it's $5,031.30. Now, we put the present value in as positive. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? Present value is positive 3,000, and so this came out to be a negative future value. So if we entered 3,000 as negative present value, then we compute future value. That's going to be positive 5,031. It's not going to really matter on this problem because we don't have payments that either add to the account or subtract from the account. Now let's take this problem. What if we invested $3,000 and then every month we put in $100? What would happen? Well, the present value and the payment need to be the same sign because you're growing that account. Now a lot of times in a problem like this, we would make the present value negative because you're paying $3,000 for the right to receive in the future value of positive 5,031. You're not paying both times, but you're not receiving both times, right? I'm not receiving 3,000 for then the chance to receive another 5,000. You're paying out of your pocket 3,000, and then you'll receive back in your pocket 5,000 6 years from now. So if I had to do it, kind of the best theoretical way, I would make present value negative and future value positive. All right, so let's keep going. What if we need to solve for a rate of return? You invest $4,000 in account 7 years ago. The account has a balance of $9,000 today. What is your annual rate of return? Well, let me clear everything out except for the interest rate. All right, so what do we have? We invested $4,000. So $4,000 is the present value. It now has $9,000. Now, let me show you what I did on the calculation here. I actually put in, do you see that I have negative C54, right? I put in the present value as negative. In fact, let me show you this way. I put the 4,000 in as negative and the future value as positive. You have to do it this way, otherwise you won't get a number. It will be a number that has an error message. And your error message will be called, on your calculator, error 5. All right, so I have the present value and the future value. So negative present value, positive future value. 7 is the number of periods. This is an annual interest problem, right? Now, do we have any payments here? Are we adding to the account? $100 a month, $300 a month? We're not. So we're going to put 0 in as the payment. So the answer looks like it's going to be 12.28%. Now, not 12%, but 12.28. Hang on to those decimal places. That's why we did 4 decimal places. All right, so let's do it on the calculator and see if we can get that same answer. All right, I'm going to clear out everything here. Now, one thing is, some people recommend you do second function and clear time value of money. You don't have to do that if you're willing to put all 4 things in that are inputs, right? So let's do second function. Periods per year should be 1. It's already 1, but we would do 1 and enter if it wasn't the 1. So 7 is going to be in 4,000. Now here's where plus and minus matters. We'll make that a negative present value. I'm going to make 0 the payment, and we'll make 9,000 as the future value. Now I've entered all those, so I can hit compute the interest rate, and it's 12.28. And we actually have a couple more decimal places, 12.2824, but we're going to stop at 12.28. Is our rate of return. All right, the next problem we have is we're going to solve for a car payment, or a payment here. You buy a car and sign a note for $25,000. The loan is for 6% and 5 years. What will be your monthly payment? Now this is a little tricky, so let me get rid of all this and just do the logic all the way through. Now, because this payment happens monthly, this makes it a compounded monthly problem. So we're going to put 12 in as the periods per year. Now, how many periods do we have? Well, it's easy. You just go fast and say 5. Well, 5 would work if you're making annual payments on this car, but you're not. You're making monthly payments. So this is going to be 5 years times 12. So it's really a 60-month problem, not a 5-year problem. How many monthly payments are you going to make? 60. And you're going to make a payment every month. So what's the annual interest? Well, it's 6%. What is the present value? Now, you buy a car for $25,000. Is $25,000 how much the loan starts at, or is that the ending value of the loan? Well, you know the ending value of the loan is you're trying to get it down to 0, right? And so this has to be $25,000. So if we have a $25,000 loan, 6% for 60 months, then we've calculated the payment is going to be $483.32. So how do we do it on the financial calculator? Well, we need to set second functions, period per year. We need to set our calculator up for a monthly payment. So 12 and then enter, and then we're going to clear this out. Now we're going to put in 60 as the number of months. 6% is the annual interest rate, but then it's going to be a monthly calculation. We're going to put in 25,000. Now, if we put 25,000 in, we've borrowed that, so let's keep it positive. We have 0 future value, and compute the payment, and the payment's going to be a negative $483.32. So this is correct. It's an outflow. It's out of our pocket. We've got to pay $483.32. I hate to break it to you, but the bank is not going to pay you $483, right? They're not going to say, I'm so glad you bought this car. Here is $483. We'll pay it every month. And so that would be a positive, right? That would be unusual. That would not work. What happens is, the reason why this is negative, because you receive $25,000 to buy the car, and then you're going to make payments of $483.32. Well, how many payments are you making? 60. Well, how much are you paying for this car? $483 times 60 you're making total payments right at $29,000, $28,999.20. So you have purchased this car for $25,000, and then interest takes you to right at $29,000. You're paying over 5 years, over 60 months, you're paying an extra $4,000 of interest. So this car that you got a good deal at $25,000, you're paying $29,000 over the 5 years. So that's how to do the time value of money calculations on a financial calculator. Hey, I've got a playlist for the BA2 Plus. Lots of things you can do with this calculator. So please like, comment, subscribe. If this was helpful, please like this video and tell me questions you have below in the comments. And I've got a video for you that YouTube thinks you'll really like. So I'll see you on the next video. Hey, thanks for watching and good luck.